church. Reverend Father John Scalabrini. Giovanni Maria Scalabrini. Wafoi Madam. Father John Odero Chan Wipe actually in Marlowa. Wafoi Madam. Giovanni Maria Scalabrini. Wafoi Madam. Father John Odero Chan Wipe actually in Marlowa. Wafoi Madam. Giovanni Maria Scalabrini. Wafoi Madam. Father John Odero Chan Wipe actually in Marlowa.
You know, my father died when I was still a young girl. I was still at university.
Yes.
And I loved my father so much that when he died, the figure of a father disappeared in my life. But when I came to Spriano, the days Father John called me my daughter, I would just feel the daughter thing and yes. But later on I realized that as the days go, as you grow older, people stop calling you those who call you my daughter disappear. And then you have others now who call you mommy. But Father John to me is another father. As I pray for souls, I always pray for Father John and pray for my dad. Father John was a man of the people. Just look at Father John coming from Italy to Africa and taking the Africans all in his hands, doing everything for our good. You know, you just look at it, but what was this man made of? What was this man made of? That he loved all these people. He loved them that they were of his own. He loved them the way they are. Even if you misbehaved, Father John would say, yeah, look at you as a human being and forget
what you've done.
What you've done.
Yes.
And forgive you.
Yes.
Those are the things I value about Father John.
Yes.
How he's passionate about the Africans. How he's passionate about whatever he does for the people. When you go and Father John does not have anything to give, whatever you have gone for, if he doesn't have it, that's a bad day for him. You'll see the pain even in his eyes that he is not able to give you what you need at that time.
Yeah.
Surely, for me, I compare him with no one but Jesus. Jesus did sin. I'm sure Father as a human being sinned.
Yes.
But for me, he was the Christ. The Christ amidst us. Whose example?
Actual reflection of the Christ.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I wrote that poem. He is like Jesus. And we should emulate his example.
Like Jesus.
Yeah,
Like Jesus.
Like Jesus, surely he was like Jesus. He was there for us. He will forgive us. We annoy him. Gets angry.
Yeah.
Surely he gets angry. Can give you a slap.
Yell at you.
Yes, yell at you. But eventually he lets it what?
Let's go.
Be, yeah.
Yeah.
So Father John was a father to us, and he will still remain a father to us. We have many things to remember him for, and we shall always pray for him.
Father John was my dad.
Yeah.
I loved him. If I'm the way I am, it's because of Father John. Father John educated me. He gave me all that I wanted, especially those days when I was a student.
Yeah.
He gave me each and everything. I never missed anything. I missed anything, I would go to Father and say, Father, I don't have this and this, and Father would provide. And he was so precious to me. I loved him so much. And his departure created a wound in me, but I always remember him in prayers.
Yeah.
I feel he's part of me, and I feel he's within us all the time.
Yeah.
And all that he did, he's always here, moving in our compound here, seeing all his work, the way the work is being taken care of.
Yeah.
And before he left us, he told us that we should be one. We should take care of all the properties that we left behind. And I, her sister Bibiana, I have made it a point that I try to maintain. If I get a chair out, I make sure I put it where it's supposed to be. I get anything that is not in proper place, I make sure I put it where it's supposed to be. So that what he left is able to help other generations that are coming.
Father John is a father, Father John is an animator. Father John was a man of mercy, a man who welcomes everyone. In fact, he stood in the footsteps of Jesus and could do exactly what God sent him to do. Every Christian is called to do exactly what Father John did. Because he was a person who welcomed not by tribe, not by what, but as long as he would be a person in the picture of Christ.
Father John was a parent who can hardly be found and who can be seen anywhere. Father John loved each and everyone. Father John considered mostly the one who appeared to him helpless.
Yes.
So, he was a parent to the needy. He was a parent of the young and the old. Father John was a parent, a spiritual father.
Spiritual father.
Yes. Father John would not let anything go untouched, spiritually and materially. And that was Father John. I remember Father John would ask me, Constance, has this been done? What about that child? Do you know anything about the child? He said, no. Father, I don't know where the child comes from, but he says, no. Bring the child, we talk to him. Because the child does not tell lies, and they have never told lies, children, according to him. So he would listen mostly the children, other than the big person who comes to talk for the child.
Badi na berwara wara kilutena wengu matira tiena tie badi wadnego marmoy.
My name is Ahimani. I was the first child that was ever baptized by Father John Scalabrini when he had just come and was a young man and a very young priest. I am very proud to have been part of him. After that, I have followed him until the time of death. He has always been very precious to me, and he has assisted us, my family, in various ways. Father, we will always miss him because he was a great father to us.
When I think about it, the best I can say, Father was just God amidst us. Because there are a lot of gaps that he filled in the lives of many. It's like God just gave him to us to complete something in our lives. Because personally, I would not be here if it were not because of Father John. I remember when I was still at the university, I was supposed to miss my exams, but something prompted my mother. It wasn't even me, something prompted my mother to go and talk to Father John just before the second mass. So when my mother told Father that my daughter, actually papers were going on and me, I was stuck. So Father was told that, you know, Pamela is lacking. I think I was lacking 700,000. The money was not there. Father just said, please, it's okay. I'm going to give it to you. That's when I managed to sit for my, those are among the final papers for me to complete the university. I was not going to complete if it were not because of Father John. So there were moments, by the way, even after the university, I was even employed by him. Yes. I've been there for the last 13 years. For the last 13 years. So,
And your mother is also employed by Father?
Yes, please. And not really privileged for having encountered such a great man of God. That man is one in a million. You will never find such a person anywhere. I used to tell myself, in moments when I'm quiet,
one in a lifetime. A million
True.
is too few.
Yes, the fact is there are moments before he died, even before he fell sick, I used to ask myself, where shall we ever find a man with such a big heart? I'll try to look around. Nothing. And the moment he passed on, my God, it's like the world came crumbling down. The world has never remained the same because he was one in a million. He's one person that is rare to find these days. So I'm really privileged. I thank God that I met him in my life.
Yeah.
And I really pray that one day I should meet him in heaven. Yes.
There's a time Father made me feel so special.
Yeah, whatever.
I was just from school. And then the deputy, Madame Atibuni,
Yeah.
she told me, go and call your parent. I was like, oh my goodness. I cannot go and call Jill.
Yeah, Gilda is one of our sisters. She wanted to call
I
Gilda.
cannot go and call Gilda. Gilda is going to kill me.
She was in the adoption office, so yeah, she could kill her.
Yes. So what I did when I came back from home, from school, I passed from the gate, then this side. So when I was passing, there's why he eats from and then he's facing the window. So he saw me from the window.
And you were in school uniform?
Yes, I was in school. What are you still doing in your school uniform? Come here. So I came. He asked me, why are you home? So I was like, Father, they chased me from school. Why? I started telling him what happened. They chased me from school because of my haircut. My hair had a line. And then he said, no, for that, I have a machine in my room. I'll clear everything. And then he said, what else? Did I just chase you for hair? I was like, no, my school uniform, because Madame Atibuni said I had reduced my skirt. But I don't see anything with a skirt. You're smart.
Then did you trim your uniform?
No, I didn't.
Huh.
I don't know. Maybe I was growing fat.
Okay.
And then the skirt was looking so tight. What else did she just before? There were 3 reasons. So I remember that day, after lunch, Ori's father goes to rest.
Yes.
That day, father didn't rest. He told me, go and have lunch, we go to school. So immediately, we enter the car, we went. We found it was time for assembly.
Yeah.
Everyone is outside. And I came out like a queen.
Indeed.
And then Solomon was the
princess,
driver.
yes.
He's so rest in peace. Solomon was the driver, so we came out, went to the office. He carried me and his tie. Yes.
In the office?
Yes.
Was the headmaster there?
No, Madame Atibuni was there. So like, sit here. I was like, no, Father, let me sit here. Let me sit on the chair, I'll break you. Then I sat. I just stood next to him. He was like this. So whenever I would talk to him, he would slap me. He would slap me. So he was making me feel so sweet in front of Madame Atibuni. I was like, no, about the hair, I'm going to cut the hair myself. About the skirt, we shall buy another school uniform. So by then I was a prefect. I was expecting to be maybe, I'm going to remove you from this post, what.
Yes.
I was so scared. Oh my goodness.
Your story is similar to mine.
When I came back from school,
Yeah.
after Father finished talking to Madame Atibuni, we came back. Remember, he made me feel so sweet, you know?
Yeah.
So when I came back, come here! Come here very fast. Why did you cut your uniform? Oh my goodness. I thought everything was done from school.
Yes.
But then when I came back, he was again hungry at me. But then we sorted out everything and,
I like that. I like that before the world, he defends you,
Yes.
but he punishes you from home.
yes.
That's nice. I was in senior 6 and something similar happened to me. They sent me from school for supposedly fighting somebody, but I didn't. I couldn't. I'm so weak. So when I came home and I thought he was going to kill me, the stick was just behind the fridge. It's looking fat and fat and fat. The bamboo stick. And I was so frightened what he's going to do next. But he never touched me, never scolded me, never quarreled, and he said, tomorrow I'll take you back to school. I'm like, huh? You're taking me back to school? No canes? No. He said, tomorrow I'll take you back to school. So we go to school. That time the headmistress was Madame Lingers. And Lingers was terribly strict with her administration, yeah? Even Father John, she would tell Father, no, you don't mess with my administration. I run this school, you know? And Father's like, yeah, you run the school, but she's my child, you know? He's trying to plead for me. Lingers said, no. But you know, Father tries to defend us before the world, okay? But he would come back home to punish you so that you could be that child he wants you to be. So he was not trying to spoil us. He was trying to let us experience both sides of the world. Yeah, because if he throws us to the dog, there was no one to defend us. So we love that.
The only thing that I remember that makes me happy is in the morning, Father would bite my cheek and then clean it off.
Oh.
These last days, me and Angelo basically we saw everything how it happened in his room.
Yes.
Because we would go there in turns.
To say rosary?
Yeah, sometimes also just to keep him company. Let's say today it's Mama's day, then the next day it's me and Angelo, then the other day it's just,
yeah,
you know. So in those days, obviously, the message, obviously, he would not say it with his own mouth, but you just see that, you know, he worked so hard for everybody to be together.
Yes.
And at this is the point where he's trying to show that we have to try so much to be together, even if I'm not going to be around.
Yeah.
Understand? So we were there, but we would see that, okay, this is the time where we need to be all of us united at this point, because this is the period where he may not live to see another day, because we weren't sure. We were just at that time where they just told us he's going.
Yeah.
So we were there, and yeah, it was just that moment where you had to know we have to be together.
Yeah.
We have to be able to prove to people that we can push what he has built, and that was the moment me realized we have to be. So when I saw the message, I wasn't surprised. I was like, this is what he wanted.
Yeah.
This is what he always wanted. So
Father came back around August,
yeah.
and he was pretty weak now after his last diagnosis. The doctors in Italy said he had only about 3 days.
Yeah.
From Italy, they said 3 days. So he said, okay, if I have 3 days, take me back home. My children are in Africa. I'm going back to my children.
Yeah.
And he came back. And it was a miracle, because when he reached the airport, the doctor announced that, Father, we are in Entebbe airport.
The first time I found out that he was actually sick was the night when me, Angelo, and Okello went to pick him up from the airport.
You went?
Yeah. And that night, no, actually not that. That was the time before. And his sister had just passed, so he came back from the sister's.
Yes, yes.
You know, that's when we found out that actually he was sick.
Yes.
But it's just that we couldn't tell at that time.
Father did not want to know.
So
us to
everybody,
know that he was
yeah. But that's when we found out, because he spoke about it on the way back. So you know what, my sister's home, the one in Nini, very soon I'm going.
He used to say that.
So he said it, and then it came out of his mouth. I'm sick. You know? And when that story came out like that, obviously we were only 4 people in the car. We were shocked. Hey, okay. For a moment it was quiet. And you know, being a man of the rosary, we just started praying the rosary.
Oh.
So when we were praying the rosary, after the rosary, we dropped him here. Then that's when we had the talk. So maybe it is better. We won't say anything.
He gave you such a big secret to
So
carry.
we were just okay. But at the time, obviously the signs started to come out. Then we went back to Italy for the diagnostics and all that. Everything started happening so fast. Yeah, I think that I was in the senior 3. So when everything started happening, then in my senior 4, so when now the whole thing started happening, and that's when we passed. But in all that journey, the message was already there. It was already proven. Because at that very specific moment in time, everybody far and near started coming back. Even when he was alive, although he was now going.
Yeah.
But people were already coming back. That was already the message. The message was already being acted. You could see people coming around.
You feel attracted to come home.
Yeah. So it was basically what he wanted. And he wanted that to remain the same way till now.
Yeah.
The message was there.
What I remember the most was when he was speaking to me in Acholi. Then I kept telling him, Father, I'm a Japadola. So he told me, you're going to learn because you become my daughter and you have to learn this language. So I kept capturing the words. I would never show him I don't know what he's saying. At least I go and ask someone what he said. So I kept learning actually, and it has helped me to interact with a lot of people.
Yeah, you know, Father John is a white Acholi person. Father John's first mission was in Acholi land, the people he interacted with first in this country are Acholi people. The Acholi people are from northern Uganda, as we all know it, of course. So to be Acholi to Father John is a beautiful embrace, like an embodiment. It's beautiful to him to accept that the first people he met were Acholi, and he became Acholi. I'm glad that he told you that. Now you can speak a bit of Acholi.
Yeah, what I think will carry on to continue with what his dream was.
Yes.
Continue working hard, helping the needy, living as a family, you know, and to live his dream, you know. He had a big dream of bringing up the young children, especially the needy, and we've seen this. And as much as it was a missionary, I also believe he has helped so many people to carry on with this work. We are here as a family, so we are supposed to portray what Father John was. And that's as people see us as a BCK family, they should see Father John in us.
So what I can say to my sisters and brothers, where Father left us, you can start from there. You can keep on and carry on.
What I understand by carry on is simply carrying on his legacy, carry on the love, as he said in his, like, on our t-shirts when we were sending him to the Lord, the last days, he told us to keep together. Keep together, be with each other, carry on his love for each other, don't neglect your sisters and brothers. And that's a very strong message. Like, every time you feel like, I haven't called so and so, how is she? You keep calling. Yeah.
According to me, carry on, Father meant that even after his absence, we should keep on carrying on, like doing what he has been doing, like helping the needy, the poor, those who can't take their kids to school. Like, if the little you have, you should give to support others, and you share with those who can't.
We are not able to afford to send a child to school in the way Father John did.
It's true.
Father John sent multitude, thousands. Every year there was a child under his scholarship, right from nursery to the university. And he had donors from Italy who were his trusted colleagues, friends, networks, who would therefore garner the funds and send it to Uganda for Father's charity. And he didn't only rely on that. Father also was a hard worker. In fact, he was the first to wake up, the last to go to bed.
Very true, I believe that.
Yes. He's either making phone calls, writing emails, checking some things that makes the empire grow.
It's true.
Because for him to put up a school at Bishop's Piano, to build churches, seven churches, the hospital, hostels,
the radio station,
Radio Maria. This cannot just be money from donations. He also brings the money, he sows the seed, it grows, he harvests more. Because there are a lot of projects around here that he opened up, and we have many employees who made this grow.
In my capacity, what I can do is I can support a kid by giving the scholastic materials. At least that one I can, and then maybe like a little pocket money to keep the child in school during the school time.
Now we got to the place where we talk about curtains closing on what we've been doing. I have been talking to my sisters, my brothers, and the Christians, the parishioners, whoever I could find who is in the Father John Empire. The Father John Scalabrini Empire is made of schools, secondary schools, a school, not schools, primary school. There's a medical center called the Benedict Medical Center. We have the prestigious Bishop's Piano Senior Secondary School where I teach, where I went to school, where most of us went to school. And then there is a workshop that's supposed to be a food center, but now it's closed for renovations. And a technical school is underway. That was Father's dream, to put up a technical school, a hands-on school that can train his kids and other students to benefit in ways that are more practical. There was also the embroidery, the printery, and little workshops here and there, woodwork and metalwork. Father John invested all his time while he was relocated into this city, Kampala, to give the community his best. He employed multitudes. He sent to school multitudes. He preached at the church, and when Father John was preaching, the whole church was quiet. It's a kind of silence that talks to you and tells you to listen. To go to church on a Sunday when Father John is preaching is to be sure to come back with a word you don't forget. Because he is very practical about his preaching. The things he asks of you are the things he does. Jesus was also practical. He heals you, he touches you, he loves you, he gives you an opportunity to become a better person, he forgives you. You all know that from the Bible. And Father John did all that. Forgiveness was paramount in his choices of activities he did. However bad you thought you were, Father John will tell you, you can do better. You're a good child. You're my good child. Yeah. You are not a barbarian. Yeah. You can improve on that and become a better version of who you are. You know. And he would feed people. People would line up here at our home here. Mothers, single mothers, yeah? Babies from primary school who are sick. They come here for treatment. They get the treatment home, and then they go to one of the hospitals that are contracted by Father John. So you could go get your treatment. We would go get our treatment from Zambia Hospital, St. Joseph's, or Benedict Medical Center. You just had to get a signed form from Father John so you could go and get treatment. And what else would you ask of a missionary, or a child of God, or a servant of God? He treated the sick. He sent to school the illiterate. He fed the poor, the destitute. He preached love, and he gave that love. This summarizes who Father John is to us. And his legacy is love. Legacy of love. The world likes to say that Father John's legacy is education. Yes, yes. Father John educated the largest number of students in this country, Uganda, more than any other person standing in this country, walking in this soil that we walk on, the red earth. There are scholarship programs, NGOs doing quite the same, but in comparison, the numbers that Father John took to school is to be remembered, and it's a number that was great. Yearly, he would take to school about 2,000 from nursery up to university. I remember when Father was broke, when the empire was broke and the donations were not coming, he would go to his own account, which is his personal inheritance from Italy, so he could send somebody to school, especially if it was critical. It's your last year in the university and the donors have not showed up on time. Father John has to do something. So his legacy is education, right? But that is all love. It entails to love. During his last mass in the church, when he came back from Italy and having been diagnosed of cancer, his last mass did say that love yourself. Remember to love yourself as I have loved you. He was asking us to love each other in the way that he gave us love. How did Father John give us love? It's so exceptional. And to emulate even a drop of it changes the world. It does. So there's more of us yet to come. I'm sorry. There's we are in thousands, and I have not been able to get a hold of everybody. But if you're listening and you're Father John's child, this is a call for you to come home. Where is home? Home is your heart. What did it teach you to do? To love, to save a child, to provide for a child who is needy. You don't have to come and do it here at Emmaus, where I am starting an initiative to send more kids to school, but you can also contact me to know more about that. I'm glad that I'm talking to you. I know that if you're Father's child, you understand where this is coming from. So it's going to be a rebirth of what Father taught us. My book, which is launching this November at our school, Bishop's Piano, I welcome you all. Come around. Let's get together. Let's dance the Father John song. So thank you for this journey, for being my brother, for being my sister, for being my uncle and my aunt in the Father John Scalabrini family. for being my mother, for being my father in the Father John Scalabrini family, and for being the one that holds my hand. And I'm proud that I have a sister and a brother and a mother and a father, uncle in you, who is Father John's child. So proud, and I'm lucky. Thank you. Greet you all in the love of Christ. We shall always remain.